Okay, alright, you useless cunts. I'm back at it again. It's your boy back in again! With, what am I doing? Warm up. Bullshit. Yes, broken draw. Stacking and queuing. Yeah, boxes and cylinders. Okay, let's just start. Let me get my top right shite done and out of the way. I love thinking about the visualization with how broken draw and i.e. other space drawing, right? Dong Ho Kim, Kim Jong Gi, how they've said, literally just pretend like you're the cameraman. So I'm keep thinking of that, and it honestly helps quite a fucking bit. But I'm also gonna try something very different, or not very different, but different enough today. I guess that's good enough, right? Maybe even have one back here. Alright, now this is the part where I'm gonna start making things a bit more difficult for myself. I can say that's a mistake, because obviously I'd like it to be spaced out a bit better, but that's what we're focusing on, right? So probably should be a bit lower here. Again, right, didn't space it out the best, still having some issues, but this is how we improve. You know, I've stopped caring of trying to make these top right thumbnails or whatever look nice. For me, it's literally just about my improvement at this point. There you go. And here as well, let's try to think. Okay, that ended up being way bigger than I wanted it to. So that's a mistake as well. Right, now this is sort of hidden behind. It's not bad though. It's nothing incredible, but it's not bad. Oh, my back! God damn it, bro. The crookedy crack. Ah, that there good old tea, pico tea, orange pico tea. So obviously there's some mistakes here in terms of how I've been converging it, right? This isn't the size, the proportion is one big issue for both the cylinders as well as the boxes. This convergence is kind of awkward, right? It should be a lot more smooth because if I'm starting here, then this one should be down here, and we should, if anything, I should have made this a bit higher. It feels as if this is what's really kind of messing it up, but and the lines obviously aren't that clean either. But let's just keep going. This is kind of how you can fraud having relatively clean design is through this. Just keep putting more shit everywhere, and suddenly it'll look more intentional. That's what I've come to learn from watching masters like Kim Jung-gi. Of course, he is way more intentional than I am, right? Any of those artists are way more intentional than I currently am. But that's where the practice comes into play, right? Okay, so we have that. Now you might be wondering, what are you going to be doing next? How will you surpass this? There's no surpassing, only surpassing. Fucking amazing joke, I know. I just took surpassing and I emphasized the ass part of it. I'm a genius. Okay. I'm trying to do a stack. Oh, I didn't even. Okay. Now this is difficult. This is actually why, and this is a great exercise because it forces you to draw through, to really think about the space the item occupies, right? Incredible exercise for just for that purpose more than anything. See, this is already a bit off. This is supposed to be a bit lower. I can just keep going. It's like, okay, how does this specific ellipse exist in this space? Just really try to visualize that. That's why it's kind of all about seeing the grid, right? Very difficult, by the way, very difficult to see the grid at all times, but if you keep trying, it should happen at one point, is my belief. See? I know it looks a bit chaotic, but that's the thing. I'm trying to make it chaotic, right? Stacking cylinders, like boxes under cylinders, and then cylinders under boxes. This is very difficult to do, right? Which is why I'm doing it. If it wasn't difficult, why the fuck would I be doing any of this? That's just the way I've essentially been over and over repeating to myself when it comes to training my brain to enjoy doing difficult things. Is just, if it wasn't hard, what would be the point? Genuinely, what would be the point? If it wasn't extremely difficult right now to speak while drawing, while visualizing the grid, while making sure my lines are clean, and while explaining myself, right? And to keep doing that and ensuring that it's coherent, what would be the point? See, that was a huge fuck up there. Incredibly big fuck up. But I'm happy because that was a very hard thing to do. Like mechanic. See, it's sort of losing. As you can see, the more I do it, the more it's actually getting difficult because there's a lot more elements at play, and I'm also really trying to visualize as well, right? So it's definitely difficult, and now it's very crowded and probably hard to see. But and again, I'm sure the lighting, like the back, the drawing bleeding through the back isn't helping, but that's okay. I'm completely okay that the fact that the drawing through the back is bleeding because I don't like wasting paper. This is completely unrelated to art. Okay. There you go. Now we're only about to see the back ends. That. Then. See, I fucked that up too. But that's the point, and I'm happy. Let me take a little break, and I'm going to continue on over here, and that'll be my little top right, stacking and queuing. This was great. I love this. This is so good. I was watching some more reactions of Triple R. And yes, these few videos are gonna be my Triple R face, because that shit fucking is permeating my subconscious. It's such a good movie. You know, I'm sure maybe I'm sure I'm probably on the upper end of people who really enjoyed it. But man, it's so fucking good. But I swear reactors on YouTube are retarded, because they don't understand half of what's going on. He was dead. Why is he doing this? Is what they sound like, at least in my ears. I do have a lot of earwax, which I just picked out, so that might be why. But yeah, it was pretty painful. But yeah, no, they're fucking stupid, bro. Okay, I think I did that okay-ish. Although, this is very hard to do. See, I fucked it up here. Very, very difficult. Damn, that is hard. And that is so crowded and so difficult, but honestly a great exercise. Like, what would that look like? So that would just be something like, so here. There you go, I guess. This one clearly ended up being much closer than these two. These two are too close together and squish. The fucking perspective here, the line work here is fucked. Especially, right? Should be more like down here. Even then, honestly, actually, it should have been way more down. It should have been down here. That. But it's okay. That's all messy. This thumbnail will be maybe a bit mediocre, but it is what it is. And that was really, really, really fun. So let me just flip it over now and go back to what I was doing prior. Okay. Yeah, that was really fun. So I did rewatch Broken Draw's video again, specifically on this section, so I am doing it correctly, which I'm thankful for. So let me just fill up this page with that again, and let's just keep trying to keep the perspective in mind, right? Maybe this one can be something like this. And I know he draws them much bigger than I do, so might as well start practicing that as well. And again, I don't mean to harp on this, but even drawing bigger is a skill. Like, it really is. And it probably sounds a bit odd, but just being able to draw at a larger scale is a skill, you know? And that's something people don't realize as well, is the fact that you need to be able to draw in multiple angles. Yeah, that's basically it. Okay, let's. Yeah, I fucked that one up a little bit, but it's okay. It's just something that was difficult. Let's see, if this is going pretty extreme, then I'll probably do something like this. Right? Because we can kind of, I guess we can say the convergence is somewhere, the vanishing point is somewhere around here, and this one's somewhere around here, right? So we could do something like, try to emphasize it more, essentially. Now, what fucking is this 4-point perspective? So you got vanishing point up there, vanishing point down there, and then I guess we got a vanishing. I mean, it's technically 2-point, isn't it? No, we're seeing all three sides. What the fuck am I saying? So this is vanishing here. This is going down there. I guess it's kind of this. It's converging that way, and this is Converging this way? Who fucking knows? I'll figure it out. Spacing is something that I also want to work on as well. I think that's okay for the time being. Perhaps I should just keep it like this, right? Uh-huh. Delicious tea. I'm a caffeine addict, which I'm trying to quit. People don't think caffeine's bad for them, but it definitely has adverse effects. It's something I knowingly do because I'm great at rationalizing to myself why it's good for me. But caffeine isn't that great for you. I probably inflamed a lot of you who are like, I need my morning coffee. But you really don't. You're more worried about what will happen when you have to go through the withdrawal phase, I'm assuming, right? If you don't have your morning coffee, you will have extreme brain fog, you'll have irritation, probably gut issues, your sleep will be really poor. Nobody wants to go through all that. It's sort of once you're in it, it's hard to get out. Okay, let's try making them more difficult. And yeah, let's just keep trying to make them more difficult. So let me do something like this. This pen is also running out of ink. Is my mic still on? Good. I still worry that ever since what, like my fucking 10th video where my mic randomly shat the bed, because this mic does not have any sort of light indicator whatsoever that you're about to have low battery. So that's always been worrying for me. Okay, then we can do something like it's really weird. Sometimes my lines are very clean, sometimes they're very abysmal, like this. Trying to figure out the common denominator, but it's very difficult. Okay, let's visualize this now. Trying to turn it. Obviously, the end goal is to have all my lines, no matter what, be as thin as this. Because the better I can do that, the more I can control my line weight. Yeah, as you can see, what I'm trying to do is turn this, right? Twist it a little, give it that oomph. Fucked it up here, so it doesn't really look like it's turning as much as it should be. But maybe I'm salvaging it here, right? Yeah, it's this. This angle still creates very wonky lines. I mean, lots of wonky lines everywhere, but let's see. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to bring it like so. Something like that, I think. And my fucking cylinders are getting thinner and thinner as time goes on. Funny. Let me just keep focusing. Okay. And I'm trying to think what else can be done. Doopity doopity tappity doopity. Just like that. This is a fuck up, but maybe I can salvage it. Like so. Damn, people are really going off on Snapchat today. Okay. That is difficult. It's also amazing how difficult it is. Okay, and then this. You're just gonna see a little bit of this. Right? We're gonna see a lot more of this. Cool. I think line work is really the biggest thing holding me back, right? But that's, again, I think it's a good thing, because if it's just one thing holding me back, then I have nowhere but up to go. That's a fucking line, but it is what it is. Let me take a little break. At least it's cohesive. At least it's definitely starting to look cohesive, and it is what I'm relatively visualizing as well. Good shit. This is a great way to combine boxes and the cylinders, to be honest. Okay, let's keep going. I'll leave that as is, because that should be a good reminder of my mistakes. Okay. I mean, okay. I'm a man. I think this is focused properly, isn't it? I just have it auto-locked on this area right here. But I'd like to believe the focus is decent, relatively. Yeah, I think it's fine. Yeah, that mirror analogy is fucking... not mirror, but like, the whole... it's a window to another world analogy is pretty fucking helpful. Well, I want to do something fucky. I want to twist it like this. Can I, though? We'll see. Okay. Yeah, I want to do something like that, right? So actually what I would need to do is something like this. Okay, I fucked up because I wasn't supposed to close this, but maybe we can still try that twist, right? So... I'm trying to do something like that, I guess. Okay. And then, what is it? It's like this. We can make it go like that. So... oh, okay. So what I need to do is something like... this is great because this really forces you to think ahead. Like, incredibly so. And I could very well completely mess this up. Hmm. Okay. That's kind of twisting. So it's like this, I guess, is what I'm doing, right? So what we need is actually something like this, maybe? Yeah, this box is just turned now. Hmm. Think I have fucked this up, but let me try thinking on how to unfuck it. Let's turn this way, maybe. Something like that. Right? So I guess let me just try doing this. Darkening this. So it'd be like whoop. Connecting the lines a bit more. I think that makes sense. It's like, I mean, I'm sure there are issues, and there are definitely issues, right? But overall, I think that's okay. Drink some more of that tea. Cool, not bad. Not bad at all. Not amazing, but not bad for sure. I only drew this, filled this black in to, I guess, showcase the distinction, right, between the foreground and the background. So now we know it's sort of that's in shadow, and this is coming around. Honestly, not bad, considering it's my first time trying something like this. So let's do something more simple, quote unquote. Uh, no, let's make it more difficult. Fuck this. Oh wait, no. Try to make it even more attached. I got the fucking Ramcharan theme stuck in my head. The fire intro from Triple R. Bro, I need that shit to be released properly. Just that specific part, but that's never happening. I should just give up on that. Okay. Now what does this look like? Here. Is this hidden? I'm sure there's a little bit of it. Yeah, like that. Right. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, just trying to make a little connection of sorts. I guess I could try making it go through there. It's always good to make things more difficult, folks. Just make make this a bit bigger so we can start establishing a turn. Like so. Here you go. I know this one ended up becoming a lot bigger, so that's a mistake on my end, of course. Okay. There you go. Let me take a little break. This is pretty fun to do, to be honest, and I really just got to think about visualizing, right? But yeah, the most difficult part is when focusing, especially, is starting off strong and then losing it, because that is what happens when you focus for extended periods of time, is that it's natural to lose the ability to focus, right? Now I could just make well, I'm just turning this, so I might as well just continue turning it, actually. This should have been closer out. Yeah, see, way closer. Yeah, way fucking closer. So that's a mistake, and that's okay. So I'm not gonna be seeing really anything. Maybe just a little bit of that. Like that, maybe. My boxes are definitely getting way too big. So I've clearly lost sight of the proportion. So I'm gonna stop now. Because now this thing is getting jumbled, messy, and inaccurate. So yeah, I'm gonna stop that. And let's try just basic. Very, very, very basic. Let's do this. I gotta hold the paper now. It's gonna move. I mean, I say basic, but clearly I can't even. I can't even do it. So it's it's more difficult than it seems. So I'm gonna do that more. Yeah, I thought I had this, but I clearly don't. So we're gonna do something else after this to reinforce. And my lines are getting worse. Okay, I'm gonna stop there because again, I try to still think about what Peter Han said, which is if you're fucking up, right? If it's not going in the direction, start again, right? Don't keep trying to fix something that you know it's already going in a direction which is not what you want it to be. So what I'm trying to do is this is the vanishing point. It's like this. So why don't we start again? This is what I'm trying to do. Like using a brush pen, especially with a fine tip, is so fucking difficult. It's honestly a miracle how. Oh, not a miracle. It's yeah. I'm not gonna fucking pedestalize artists in terms of talent, but it's extremely impressive how Peter Han, because I've seen him use fine tips, right? Peter Han, even Antonio they do really good with these materials. I still would always like to believe that it's all about mileage, right? Because it has to be. If every fucking artist before you just keeps saying it's about mileage, why would I think that we as beginners are any different, right? We're not. It's kind of we just have to trust in the words of those before us, and if they're encouraging us and saying that we can do something, we should genuinely believe in those words as well. But you have to put the work in. We can't just keep complaining about how our perspective isn't as good or our line work isn't as good. We simply have to make it better by focusing on specific things. A lot of that comes down to knowledge, right? How do we make it better? How do we focus on those specific things? I think that's actually the most difficult part, to be honest, is just finding the right resources. A lot of these teachers, a lot of these people now went through trial and error to get to that point. So I think I'm establishing that. It's like, yeah, right there. Right? Kind of like, let's see. Yeah, it's like right there. And this is, yeah, that's basically where the vanishing point is. Yeah, not this, it's this. I would like to see that as that. Yeah. I need to make this be like. This is actually very difficult because I've already established this as a vanishing point. So how would this go? This would maybe. Is this correct? I don't think it is. Maybe I should stop here. At least when it comes to this, right? I don't know if that's correct. Or actually, let's try to keep figuring it out. If this is the vanishing point, and basically everything should be converging towards that. So. But then I'm making my cylinders much longer than they need to be, which is probably not necessary. Then again, that's just the inking. Pretty sure mistakes have been made here. Obviously, these lines are diverging, which isn't right. But it does seem to make sense to me, right? This has more of a curve. This doesn't. We're seeing less of this thing's side. We're seeing more of this side. Right. Good exercise. Good exercise, definitely. Get some more tea. Damn, I have 9 minutes left till the hour mark, I guess. I still have all this space to fill out. How can I do this, boys and girls? Of course, women watch my content. It's not boring as fuck for them. Actually, this is probably boring as fuck for everybody, but who gives a shit? Is my learning not yours? But what I was saying is, what I was trying to segue into, that knowledge is the most difficult part when it comes to knowing what to learn, is artwad shilling. This is where I resume. Honestly, it's just, if you want to learn how to draw anything representational, I think they are the best course that have sort of found the template, right? Every, First of all, it's the perspective. They've really started with the perspective. Then it's about manipulating perspective, right? Then it's about applying that manipulated perspective to specific references, objects, real life examples, right? That's how building the visual library. It's literally learn basic perspective, learn how to manipulate basic perspective, learn how to apply it in order to build your visual library. Very simple, but I genuinely think they've done a great job. Although there was a bit of criticism a couple days ago because they introduced a lot of content to the beginner roadmap, which, by the way, is from what I've heard, it's like fucking 50 to 60% new content, and they've really improved a lot of the little mini steps in between to help beginners, obviously. And I've heard nothing but good things about the content itself from those, obviously, the team promoting it and those who have tried it out. The negative is the fact that it messed with a lot of people's uploads, and now a lot of uploads are mixed up in the sense that if somebody uploaded something for a specific assignment before the revamp, after the revamp, it's in a different spot. Therefore, the assignment uploaded is in an incorrect upload location, and like a lot of their completion metrics are also have been jumbled. So, and something with like feedback as well. Feedback has been reduced, so people had issues with that. And I think Antonio's response, while professional, could have been a bit more humble, right? He did receive a bit of criticism regarding the fact that, like, because it was the fact that feedback has been lessened, and he basically said you should, something along the lines of, you should be grateful, right, that you're getting this level of quality feedback. I understand, right? But I think he should have been more honest in the fact that this is due to business decisions, and this is why, right? I don't think it helps as someone who is trying to uh, who is trying to really talk about the community and value their community, because that's what he's talked about before, to go along the lines of you should be grateful, right? As paying customers, regardless if the value itself is incredible for what we're paying, there should still be a level of respect and appreciation for the fact that they're paying for a service. So yeah, I didn't really have any critiques, but that's what I was seeing on what people were saying. What I'm saying right now is the critiques I've seen people talk about or mention. So, I just realized this looks kind of interesting. That's pretty cool. But I wouldn't really say there was, like, it's not really drama, but it's definitely just something that I think as a business they need to continue to work on. I understand it's business first, I completely get it. At the same time, there's always ways you can say to alleviate the customer base's I guess woes, right? But yeah, the content introduced is great. I really want to go through the beginner roadmap. I just need to figure out how to, because everything I integrate is part of the beginner basics course, the drawing basics, the original beginner thing that they had going, right? But I really want to try the beginner roadmap because they're adding a lot of in-between steps, which I think could be very helpful in reinforcing what I'm learning. But yeah, I may just have to pick and choose the parts, to be honest. Like, I think that would actually work. So let's say I have what do I have coming up in block 2? I have content manipulation. I might go through how they describe content manipulation and drill that rather than how beginner basics does it, right? I'm not gonna be uploading shit because I genuinely don't see the point in uploading traditional stuff. There's too much going on. That's still one of the critiques I have, but I'm excited. This actually does look pretty cool. But okay, what can we do here? It's probably gonna go over an hour, and I already talked for the past few minutes. But let's see, what can I do? What's something interesting? I mean, I could technically just do stacking again. I mean, maybe I could just really focus on visualizing the stacking, right? Let's make this a bit longer, because as you can see, it messes with my lines. And that's good. I would like to continue. Ooh, that was hard. Working on my lines. And I think what I'm going to do is turn this into a 3-point perspective. There you go. That's fucking annoying as shit of an angle to draw from. Yeah, I love drilling perspective. Sometimes you have to wonder whether this is actually doing anything, But at the same time, I would like to think this is making a really big difference, right? If I'm just constantly reinforcing perspective habits. Yeah, this is like really, really, really exaggerated, but it's okay because that's what I'm trying to do. Oh, that's way too thick. It's also way too thick, and it's not even converging. Okay, clearly this angle, I have trouble with the pen pressure, right? So let's keep. Okay, but not this way, this way. It's clearly where I struggle. Yeah, when it gets lower, specifically. Okay, cool. And same with here, this angle. Hey guys, lines are always difficult. I would encourage you to always try to draw the most difficult lines. Right? I had an instructor. I went to an art class 2023 October, and the instructor was a great artist. I think he was more into fine arts. Right? He was not someone who drew from imagination. Like I could tell that he just learned the basics of perspective. I'm not critiquing him in that sense, by the way, but it's just what it is. Like a lot of people who go to art school, they actually don't have these fundamentals honed nearly as much because art school doesn't actually teach these fundamentals nearly as much, right? But this is like the key to drawing things representationally. That's a whole another topic that I have zero expertise in or knowledge in, right? Go to Draftsman. I would say check out the Draftsman podcast by Stan Prokopenko and Marshall Van Druff. They talk. One of their episodes is talks about should you go to art school, I believe is the title, and it is a great uh, sort of insight into what art schools nowadays are really like. Okay, I think that was pretty interesting. Yeah, lines are really, really wonky, but again, this is what I want to show is the fact that it takes a lot of time. You know, I'm specifically drawing with the most difficult tool, in my opinion, right? Brush pen with the fine tip. I don't think it gets any more fucking annoying to draw consistent lines than with this, right? But again, if I can master, i.e., just get really decent, really good at it over the next 5 to 10 years, I should be able to draw. I mean, I think it speaks for itself when I can create. And every time I do an example, I always fuck it up. Like it's never a good example, but I guess let me just say like this angle is difficult in brush pen, but here it's smooth, right? It's nowhere near as jittery and wonky. Pretty straight lines, right? Like what? Like this angle is difficult for me in brush pen, but here it's very smooth, albeit a bit inaccurate. But whatever. The point I'm trying to make is brush pen clearly helps, especially with pen pressure. As you can see, at the very least, it's all very even lines. Right? I'm not even thinking about it. I wasn't even focusing when I was doing that, evidenced by a little bit of the curvature that wasn't intended. But yeah. Oh man, I don't have space. I mean, I don't have. Do I have time? But what else is next? What's the next time? Day after tomorrow when I do this? Bending boxes and cylinders. I'm just gonna finish this page. I just want to start on a new page, to be honest. I could do something like, ooh, I could do something like that, and then leave it like that, I guess. So, why don't I? There you go. And then I'll do something like This is a great way to think about the perspective as well, to be honest. And it's very difficult. And it's very likely, I mean, it's already happening, but mistakes will be made. Because it kind of, let's see, I'm already kind of fucking it up. This especially was a huge fuck up. But that's how we learn. Through hookups. Okay, so it's kind of, this is where a little middle ground. Like so. Cool. And I could even... This one can be really slight. The biggest issue is that this curvature is nowhere near enough. That's the first one. If you couldn't hear me there, I said that's the first one. See, I'm missing the line consistency here. Yeah, biggest thing is these should be at a much wider angle. That's something I didn't account for. And now, obviously I'm paying for it. But that's okay, because that is again how we learn. But this will look very stiff. This will look very stiff. This was supposed to be much more a wide angle, but this is kind of just an awkward angle at this point. Awkward, not really wide, not really anything, right? And again, line issues, proportion issues, all part of it. But maybe I can salvage it slightly. I think slightly is the correct term. I have slightly salvaged it. Not fully, but slightly. Fully. That's okay. Let me just fill up this line. And yeah, do that. It's okay. It's nothing incredible. Like we know for sure that this one should have been much wider and this one should have been much wider, which is what's accounting for this looking awkward, right? There's still space here. Let's fill that up too. Let me take a break. Fuck it, this will be like an hour and 15 minutes, whatever. Oh, I just remembered Broken Draw did this one thing that was really cool. I'm gonna do it as well with how he did the boxes and cylinders. Let's just see if I can actually draw it properly. It was something like... Well, this one will be purely boxes. But I believe if I just think about it as much as I can, maybe I would be able to replicate it. Yeah, basically a wheel, right? I think I did mess it up a little bit in terms of the perspective. Oh no, I should have been this way. Okay, I think I can still fix this. So yeah, let's start with this. Eh. Okay, the back got fucked up for sure because lines are obviously very shaky and it's kind of lost in translation. But yeah, and then let me just fuck it. Let's just stack some cylinders. So difficult to draw. Yeah, this angle is so fucked. I'm nutting. Not like the angle that I'm drawing in terms of the actual perspective, but my hand, as you can see, like, what is this shit? Literally, what is this shit? But it is good practice, as always. Okay, I guess that's it for the time being. But this page looks pretty interesting. So yeah, I am done. I would say thank you for watching and all that gay shit. As always, keep drawing and please give me money. Thank you.